So good afternoon, everybody. This is the last speak, I think, for today. I know that you are very tired, but to promise me that this is not a scientific, presentation. This is only a, information and some survey I would like to present to you. So what I am present today, I'm presenting a plant challenge study. As a Maestro, community, we would like to do a plant challenge. We would like to create a plant challenge, and we choose one case, and we send this case to all over the world, and then we ask them to do plan. I will give you some information about the plan results. What is the plan? So why we are doing this, and I will show you the top scorers in this presentation. So first of all, I would like to tell a little bit about the aim of the organization, and then I will give you some information about the case details we choose as a Maestro Society, and then I will give you some results for the challenge. Just before starting, so why we decide this? Because, if you look at the background, in 2012, there is a very good study done by the Benjamin et al., and they would like to look at the variation in external treatment plan quality. So it's an interinstitutional study of the planners and the TPS. So they would like to check the plan quality in the radiation therapy, and then they ask that can quality be objectively quantified, which is very important. And then they devise the plan qualitative metric. I think it's a very good tool to evaluate the plan by doing a scoring. And then the scoring system is set up using a very specific plan objectives, and they check if the plan quality is related to the TPS system, number of the beams, techniques, or the planner issues, planner experience. So the goal is that to remove the variation in plan quality and also increase find the highest level of the performance of the treatment plan. So, and then because of this, as a Maestro, we decide to collaborate with the Elekta team to use the pronoun system for the plant challenge study, because in Elekta there's a very good software which is called Pronoun, and if you are using a pronoun, we decide that we can easily distribute to the plan all over the world, and the people do this plan and send they back to us, and we will evaluate it using this software. In Pronoun, you see that there is some we have a dose constraint, of course, for the study. So we import this dose constraint, but according to the dose constraint table, we score them. We should score this dose constraint. So we put some metrics inside of the plan quality algorithm, and then we compose it to the plan score, and we checked. And then when we decide to the study we opened the study to whole people in October 2023, and then we allow to the user to iterate through the difficult case. I will show you the case. It's really very difficult, and then we will ask them to share their success and the best practice, and also it's really a very clinical challenging case. So we will allow them to show their best performance. So this is the case we choose. We choose a pancreatic case. As you see here, it's a very difficult case because the prescription is I discussed this case with my doctor. This is our I'm coming from Istanbul, from Turkey, from the Anadolu Medical Center, which is private hospital. So we are doing a lot of SBRT cases like this. So this is one of the important cases, and I asked the doctor, and the doctor would like to prescribe to dose 5 times 8 gray, which is 14 gray totally. So as you look at here, there are a lot of critical structures around to the PTV. You see there's a duodenum here, there's a vena cava here, pancreas is also near to the tumor, and also stomach is very near to the tumor. So, and also some bowels, of course, surrounding to the PTV. And because of this, we provide the CT for the planners. So there's some details about the CT. CT set is obtained while the patient is breath hold position. And then the slice spacing, because we are doing SBRT, so slice spacing is very, very narrow. We choose a 1.25 millimeter for this case. And we would like to scan a little bit more because sometimes, we would like to use the coach angle for the patient. That's why, the CT length is around 44 centimeter, and the PTV volume is on the center of this CT, set. And that's why the planner can be used non-coplanar or coplanar beam in their platforms, because when we send this data to the people, lots of people are maybe using a non-coplanar beam data. So we will allow them to use whatever you like. And then we contour to the GTV and the PTV, and we don't prescribe any different dose to the GTV. Like GTV and is equal to the PTV dose. As you see here, one of the challenges of this study is that PTV intersected the duodenum. So some part of the duodenum is inside to the PTV, which is very interesting because the prescription dose is 14 gray, but the maximum dose for the duodenum is 35 gray. So there's a really good challenges for the planner. So we created PTV minus duodenum volume to create a 40 gray dose distribution inside of the PTV minus duodenum volume. So for the plan quality, of course, we need the scoring. So we need to analyze this scoring. That's why we created 18 score metrics. The possible, the maximum point, if you have a very perfect plan, which means that you will get 115 points, which is the maximum point. So 100 points is related to the target coverage, and the other 15 points are according to the, related to the organometrics coverage or organometrics dose. And we would like to also check to do, a move for the plan, because it should be useful for the treatment. So you are doing a very best plan. Of course, you can do a very best plan, but you cannot apply this best plan in the clinic. So it's useless. So we would like to check the MU value, and also we would like to check the number of the coach angle in the study. So this is our metrics. As you see here, in the metrics, think about one of the metrics. For example, 95% of the PTV should be covered by the prescription dose. This is one of the metrics. So we put some points, or we put some scoring level. So the first scoring is unacceptable, which means that those constraints not cover that. The other one is the marginal, which is in the very, very limited cover. It's covered but not good. Acceptable, good, and ideal. Ideal is the perfect one. So if the planner cover what you need, which means that it's ideal. So it will get the highest point for this constraint. So like this, these are the these constraints are related to the PTV, and also some constraints are related to the GTV, and some others are related to the organometrics. So you see that there are a lot of those constraints for the organometrics also. So, and also we put some metrics, but we don't put any point there. We would like to check if the plan is feasible or not. So these are the algorithm for the scoring. As you see here, we are creating a curve for the scoring, and according to this curve, the plan the software knows this plan, and then we will evaluate all the plan according to these scoring table. So the results. So we sent them, we wait answer. Just only 15 days. We ask to the people 15 days. We put 15 days for the users to do the plan and send it back to us. And in all over the world, I'm really happy that I have some doubt that 15 days enough for the people or not, because we need to distribute them, we need to announce them, we need to show them so they find it, import it, and download it again. So it's a little bit takes time consuming these things. And at the end, 33 participants all over the world just attend, this plan study, which is very interesting. Some of the users, some of the planners are just uploaded from the US. In India, most of the people, attend from the South Korea. So I see some plan from Peru, and also some regions, some our region also, there are some attendees are just joined to this plan challenge study. So which is very interesting for us, really a very good distribution for all over the world. So we had a lot of, interaction from the world. This is very important, I think, for the Master Society organization also. So what about the, planners? Who did this? So we would like to check who is doing plan. So if you look at our plan results, so a maximum number, of course, the physicists. The half percentage of the the planners are the physicists, and then the dosimetrists are 30% of the dosimetrists are attend and join to this study, and 15% of the therapists also do the plan. But there are a little bit interesting results I will show you at the end. So let's check the point evaluation. As you remember, the maximum point is the 115. So when we look at this point evaluation table, so I'm very happy that most of the people are try to reach to this point, but not really. So the maximum point is 145.59, which is just only a 4-point left, which means nearly the perfect plan they evaluated. But the median value is 137 point, which is really very far from the 115, but still maybe it's good. And the mean mean point is around 170. So there are some plans, as you see here. As you see here, they have a very bad points. So this is one of the examples of the plan. As you see here also, especially for the duodenal part, the dose is really very low at that part, and other part of the organs are receiving a very high dose if you compare to the duodenum. So let's check the MU value first. If you look at the MU, most of the people are, the results have around 3,000 MU they have. They verified this, and there's a strong correlation between the score. So the MU value, if the MU value is increased, we will see that we saw that the plan quality is increasing. So if you are doing a complex plan, which means that the MU is increasing and the plan is going better. But of course, this kind of complex plan needs QA. So we don't know the results of the QA. Of course, we didn't check the QA results in this study. And interesting thing also, if the people use a coach angle or not. So when we look at the results, the mean number of the coach they use is around 3. So people are using a coach. Most of people are using a really coach angle, and the mean number is around 3. And there is a good or positive correlation between the coach angle and the score. So which means that if you are using a coach angle in your department for this kind of cases, which means that plan quality could be improved. This is another interesting result we verified. If you look at the GTV, percentage coverage volume, as you see here, most of the people are really happy that most of the people have around to the ideal, coverage. So they get, ideal coverage, but some of the users really have still in the marginal parts, which means that they cover it, but really very terrible or just on the border of the coverage. So this is another interesting story, I think, for this study. If you look at as I mentioned to you, we also create a PTV minus duodenum dose coverage, and we would like to ask them to, create a 14 grade this. And when we look at these things, the median coverage is around 36 grades. So there are still some trouble to cover all the PTV minus duodenum because we didn't give any space between the PTV minus duodenum and the remaining volume. So which means that they have some problem to create a optimal dose in the PTV minus duodenum dose. So when we check the TPSs, so people are using a different TPSs, of course, in their department, and mostly people using an AirClip system, which means that they are using a variant system in their department. And the second People, secondly, the Monaco is very popular. So some of the people are using a Monaco. RayStation and the tomotherapy TPS is also used in this study. And when we check the delivery type, and then we see that most of people using a VMAT treatment. So mostly 26, I think, users are just try to do, VMAT treatment, and also they use most of the people are using a different number of the ARC number. And then IMRT, especially for the dynamic, IMRT, also used very popular for this study. When we look at the number of the ARC values, so it's interesting that minimum 2 ARC are used, but some people are using a 9 ARC for this case to create a good dose distribution, which is interesting for me because I'm not sure it could be feasible to use in the clinic or in the real patient data or not. But when we look at the median ARC number is around 4, which is maybe somewhat we don't have any data if it is partial ARC or whole ARC, but to be honest, that 4 ARC is mainly used in this study. So top scorer, I'm not sure they're not here, but probably. But the top score is around 145.6, which is nearly to the 150. And the top scorers are coming from the Hong Kong. So number one is Kai Leng Li. I'm not sure I'm really, I'm pronounce it good or not. And the second one is Kwong Tisun Yin Kate. These both are probably the same. Probably there are someone in the department here. I think maybe you will say the real names, but they're both coming from the ST Tersa Hospital from the Hong Kong. So they do a great job. And interesting that they are the radiation therapists, I think. So which is interesting because I'm expecting to have medical physicists or dosimeters for the top scholars. But to be honest, that I'm a medical, I'm a little bit confused. But there are no any medical physicists here in the line for the top scholars. So the third one is the Kwong Young Ji from the South Korea Yonsei Cancer Center, and also probably he or she is a dosimetrist, and he scored 145 points, which is very good and which is really acceptable data. So yeah, I'm just 2 slides. So top scorers, I would like to show you the first top scorer plan details. If you look at that, they use the VMAT planning and they use the 4 ARC for this, and 3 coach angle they use. So which is really very complex plan if you look at the real life, but it could be of course it could be treatable. So you can treat it this kind of patient, this kind of complex patient like this method. And they use the very interesting things that they did a hybrid plan. They combined the 6 FFF and the 10 FFF beam in the same plan. And the MU is a little bit high, around 5,000 MU. And they have, you remember, we have 18, scoring, and they get the 16 of them is ideal, which means that they cover and they did the great job. And they use a variant, and they also, their planning system is the TPS. So as a conclusion, so what we get from this study, what is the, take-home message for the study? So I can say that we had highly participants from the Asia. This is very important. And also we have a lot of, participants from all over the world also. But most of the people are, participants are from the Asia, and it will show global reach to MESRO, which is important because the MESRO reached these guys, these peoples. This is also another important thing, and they keen interest in challenges. And then really, I'm really surprised that it's really amazing scores we had. Around 145 is really very high score, but I try in my home this and I didn't get this score. This is a very important thing, I think. And this is the first challenge for the MESRO. This is the important thing. So maybe in the future, we will do more things. We will more concentrate on to the, other challenges in the radiation oncology life. It will be another important thing, I think. And this kind of studies create a way of sharing best practice in radiation therapy. So we could understand how the people are doing, best things, best plan, or best results. raising a main level of the quality results in high quality pancreas treatment. So this is another, good things that, we have a knowledge about how we can treat the pancreas SBRT or other specific site. And also another important for us was that also, or the planner also, have some fun with the case you may or may not have seen clinically. Sometimes, as you know that sometimes some clinics are not treating a pancreas, not treating a prostate, they're only, concentrated on the brain or some other area. So this is another challenges. So you don't have a case, but this is the, already, prepared case for you to show your performance. So this is another good result I think I would like to mention. So thank you very much for your attention.
Very good.